Welcome back to another Plasticon review. Today we're going to cover Mike Kaiser. Here is Mike Kaiser in his transport mode. This is a mock-up kind of thing I made because I have some bits and pieces that go to my mic gain that needed a transport because the Mike Kaiser parts don't actually combine. I wanted to make it so that way it was a little more closer to what the actual toy was, which he had this huge transport that carried everything, so I kind of just built one of my own out of Lego. This is a custom type of thing, so I figure you guys would really enjoy seeing this thing. First off, he does come with the guy that turns into a gun. I can never remember his name, but he does come with the that guy, and this is him in his train mode. He does not have a robot mode. This is all you really have, but it's very cool. I do like it a lot. It's got all this nice chrome gold going on here at the front. It does not fire a missile, though it looks like it would. I'm assuming the original toy did. Probably because this looks like it was, like I said, this whole set was knocked off of a different style thing, but it does have a lot of detail throughout it. You can see all the pistons and stuff like that for the steam train and all that. I love trains, and this guy is really, really cool. He is, you know, not a small thing, but not a huge one. Here he is next to a Micromaster. Kind of gives you a bit of a scale here, and you know, this thing's enormous. This is a huge jet, because the original transport was a huge jet that actually carried everything. So, but this guy looks pretty neat next to him because he is kind of tiny. But let's get these guys out of the way so we can actually take a look at the transport. And I pretty much, like I said, call this entire thing Rail Caesar, and whenever I have the full thing combined, I call it Sky Area because it just works. It's got a really, really cool setup here. Like, as you can see, I've built pretty much a lot of the body here is built out of Lego, which is fine because it's exactly what I needed to do. I needed to build something that would actually hold everything and kind of fit in with the motif, and I think it really does fit in very well. So you can see I put a couple Autobot logos here in the back, and it does say Mike Kaiser here, actually in kanji, which is cool. And spin around here to the other side. It does have posable guns, so these guns do move up and down, which is kind of cool. I did decide to add some guns to it because I wanted to put something up top other than just these holes. Thought about trying to figure out a way of covering this, but I just didn't want to break the illusion of it being flat, so I kind of left it like that. So one of the cool things this thing has capability of doing is holding all the vehicles to form Mike Kaiser, but like I said, none of these vehicles actually combine. It's great that all the vehicles are represented here, but they don't actually combine into the robot, unfortunately. Put a couple pictures here of what I tried to do with those parts, but it just didn't fit. I couldn't get it to work the way I wanted it to. I might later on try to revisit seeing something about trying to put some other parts on different bits and pieces throughout the years. I might come up with something else, but that's what I have for now, and I'll be honest, these will probably end up living on my game most of the time anyway. But anyway, let's go ahead and pull some of the vehicles out. First thing to do here is you push out from the back, and it actually kind of launches. This one here would be the digger vehicle with the bucket. It's all one solid piece. It doesn't actually transform or anything like that. I did go through and kind of try to add a little bit of color to it to kind of paint it because the whole thing was blue. I wanted it to have that correct color, so I decided to add a little bit of paint to it. I did paint the window there as well, so that way it doesn't look like it's just a yellow and blue brick driving around. And also did the same for the robot arm grabbing rescue vehicle. It does the same thing. I said it was casted in blue, so I had to paint it some green and throw the orange window in there, and I think it looks really cool. These do look the part, and they fit in just fine with the vehicle. It all scales just fine. The original would have 2 more bays that would, or sorry, 3 more bays that would launch out the rest of the vehicles, but unfortunately the way the other vehicles are made, I can't really do that with them. So I'm going to set these guys here to the side and show you what I did with those vehicles. First off, you would have the drilling vehicle, but these flat pieces here don't fold up. It's all molded as one solid piece. So unfortunately these do not flip up. If they flipped up, then yeah, it would make it a lot more interesting. I would be able to actually, you know, do more with it if I was able to do that, because then I would have made like the actual 5 bays if these actually folded up correctly. But this one does not. And also for the crane vehicle, it's the same situation. The crane piece here does move. It doesn't actually have like a crane arm or anything like that extends, but it does move back and forth. It's just a screw in there holding it, so I can tighten it up if I needed to. But it is done in chrome, which is nice. And that's one thing about it, this set's got a lot of nice chrome on it, so it was a very neat little set. And then we got the flying module. This little jet here would actually kind of unfold. The original had like a cockpit here that would fold forward, and then the wings would fold out. Well, this is one solid piece, so I kind of try to make it fit the best, so I just kind of put it right here. And if you notice, this is built to Lego, I used police on there because, you know, these guys were known as the Brave Police sets. So I just kind of fell into adding the police motif to it. This is the crest piece that goes to the full combined mode, so I just kind of move it and set it off to the side. I usually just kind of just put it in here just to get it up out of the way, because I wanted it to have a place to live, but it's no real place for me to actually make it 100%. And then you got the drill choo-choo, because it is a train. As you can tell, it's got the little train pieces in here. This whole thing here is supposed to form like a huge flying jet thing once all put together, even without this huge white piece. The white piece would actually just be a huge transport. You could put it over the side, and all the parts would actually combine together to form one huge jet, which I'm not able to do with this set, unfortunately. But it does, like I said, everything kind of snaps into position pretty well, so it does really fit the bill. I do have a couple other extra pieces here hanging out. I got the wings here. These wings actually will come off, and the large chest piece here pops off as well. And you eagle-eyed people out there probably saw this little orange thing sticking out here. Well, that's where the storage is for the sword, so the sword actually has a place to store as well. So I tried to do something really clever with this to make it so that way it doesn't just sit on a shelf as just a bunch of pieces, or, you know, it just looked like a horrible mess, just kind of jumbled over in a corner, because it has no place to go when I'm playing with my game, so my Kaiser doesn't, you know, have a place to sit. I do like this set a lot. I put a lot of time and effort into this little custom setup here, and I really wanted to show you guys what this actually looks like. Let's put him next to Mike Game. And as you can tell, Mike Kaiser and Mike Game go together really, really well. This actually works tremendously well, and I do like it a lot. I think it just blends together and just fits the apart. This actually, to me, almost the way I designed this, looks better than the original, because the original literally was just a huge, long box with a bunch of garage doors, and then it had a cockpit kind of sticking out, and that's all it was. Everything else kind of snapped onto it to form the wings and all stuff, much like this does, but this, I try to give it a little more of a shape to it to kind of make it fit more into, I don't know, maybe Shogun Warrior, or it just kind of fits in with G2 Transformers in a way, because it's kind of weird and gimmicky, and I do like it. I just think this fits. It just fits in my collection very, very well, and it's small. That's one thing I love about it. It's not some huge thing. You can tell my hand is it's kind of substantially larger, but there are a lot of these vehicles and stuff like that out there that's like 10 times bigger than this. The original one is actually, I would say, if you got hold of the original Mike Kaiser vehicle, just this part here alone wouldn't actually fit on camera. It's probably about like this long. It's huge. I've seen it in person. It's an enormous set. I love the size of this one. This one fits so much better in with my stuff. And if you guys have seen my previous Brave reviews, you've seen I got a lot of the small stuff, but I like the smaller stuff because it just fits in very, very well. And it's a nice looking little set. Anyway, this has been Plasticon, and this is me signing off. Peace out, y'all. I'll see you around, because I have plenty more coming your way. And that's it for now. Bye.